had no idea that you had a hearing problem.
Nor did I for a long time, to tell you the truth. Everybody else knew. I mean, I was classed as quite rude when I played rugby because I just walked past people and blanked them.
Yeah.
But I missed a lot, and I knew I was missing a lot, but I just thought it was normal. I've had the tinnitus all my life, as long as I can remember.
It's a horrible thing to
well, yeah, I mean, it's only the thing I've only ever known, so it's only so I've got used to it, but it drives people completely mad, which I could understand, because sometimes it's so loud and it supersedes everything that it makes my eyes water, and I can't hear any sounds from the front of the mouth, like the cert, the cut, the fut.
Yeah.
And I end up getting to the point of, if it's too loud, I just hear murmur, murmur, murmur. But then I have to piece it together by lip reading.
So you use lip reading a lot?
I'm not too bad here.
Right,
I'm
OK.
not too bad, yeah.
It sort of makes me think, but when you were playing rugby, you sort of said it almost made you better at rugby?
Absolutely.
In what way? That's so intriguing.
I couldn't hear the calls. I couldn't hear people around me sometimes. So I found out that early on that I wasn't the most skillful player in the world. So I made sure that I'd have an extra skill to my armoury, which was communication. Because I couldn't hear anyone, I made sure they heard me.
Okay.
So I would commentate around, especially around rucks and mauls, or when you're in defence or attack, I'd make sure people knew where I was, what the call was, and make people easier around me. And it doesn't matter what level you play at, communication can be very poor, even at low level to even high level. So I made sure that I was going to become the best at it, because obviously of my hearing. And then I found out that actually in attack, when people when you play so close to the gain line in top-end elite sport, that you don't have any time to think. It's the minute fractions of a second. You've got to recognise space, people running into space and passing to noise is what people look for. So space and noise. So people are going to be calling for the ball running into space, you're going to pass to the noise. And I found out that actually being loud, that I got the ball. And so I just thought, well, I'll be loud every time in attack or defence, so that made me get the ball. I was second highest try scorer for England, and the reason is that I couldn't hear anyone to pass the ball to.
So you just hang on to it?
Every time I got the ball, I ran scared, and that's the truth.
That is incredible. But what about things like Strictly? Because you went on Strictly, obviously.
Yeah.
Could you hear the music?
Couldn't hear the music. It was just a noise, actually.
Jeez. So how did you do? How did Kristina communicate with you and tell you how to?
Well, when we in our first dance, we had it was John Newman, and she was going through the beats of the music. She said, "You can hear the beats of the music." Well, I said, "No, I can't hear a thing." And she goes, "Oh no, we're in trouble." And I said, "Yeah, I think so." And so we came to the point of actually squeezing a left hand to go left and a right hand to go right.
She would just squeeze
and
your
she
hand?
would lead me. I couldn't lead because I couldn't hear. And actually, the last song that I could hear some kind of beat, I got voted off. So that says a lot about my dancing.
But that's remarkable, because you did extraordinarily well. And I guess with her too, you know, obviously the two of you fell in love, but the trust that you had with one another, because you would have had to tell her.
I had no choice to
of course, you had to tell her, and that, you know, from that I can understand why the two of you actually got on so incredibly well right away.
Yeah, I mean, it was tough. It was really tough, and it's exposing yourself. I mean, it's a shame that I couldn't talk about it. It was a shame that I couldn't.
Why didn't you though?
Just look, I'm putting myself out there. You know, look, let's try and talk about something that actually. There's so much you miss when you're hard of hearing or deaf, you know. And I've got 46% hearing, and obviously got tinnitus. It makes it incredibly hard. So everyday life, everyday things that you miss, and you're always saying, "Pardon, what? I didn't hear that. Say it again." And trying to get sort of a face on for me. So it's little things that you know, like this is so empowering for the youngsters to be able to. Well, actually, if I'm disabled in any kind of way, that it's not impossible to do things. Everything's impossible, and you should have the right to be able to go out and do that.
Did you just not feel comfortable about talking about it?
I always talked about it. I always say you have to speak up, or you have to say something. Because I mean, like, absolutely, it's just.
That's good.
You know what TV's like. They only want to. They're going to go show what they want to show.
Tell me about this app, because you want to help others, you know, to speak up and actually just say, look, I need a little bit of help here. How's it going to help them? Yeah,
while we produced an app called Story Sign, they've got to the Lost Penguin and Spot the Dog. And basically, it's an avatar called Star that basically you use your phone, you show it onto, or you point it through the camera onto the book, and it comes out and Star does sign language.
Oh wow, what a brilliant
what
idea.
I love about it is the fact that it is about the next generation and letting them feel included and being part of everyday life. And for me, that's really important.
Oh, no,
and you know, these
absolutely.
kids are so resilient and they're eager to learn.
Good, like little sponges, aren't they? Like
absolutely.
little
And
sponges, which is great.
it made my day. It's Frank Barnes School. They do amazing
Oh,
work
it's
around deaf
brilliant.
children.
And honestly, I had no idea that you had hearing problems. No idea at all.
No.
So right now, are you mostly lip reading when I'm talking to you?
Yeah, little. I can pace this. I can get some of it.
Right. It means that you really have to have eye contact with people.
Yeah,
don't you?
I actually do it out of the peripheral vision.
Right.
Unless it gets really loud and I have to then really
Then
zone
really
in.
concentrate.
Yeah, I think, yeah. It's tiring because if you're out in a loud place like a restaurant, it becomes really tough. And you sort of like, you laugh when everybody else laughs.
Yeah.
And then, what
Yeah.
was that said? And I missed most things.
Oh.
And you start then sort of, you sit back and not get involved. So you pick your times you go to a restaurant, you try and sit in quiet places. It's horrible, really. It is horrible, but you end up having to, you live with it and you cope with it.
Yeah,
and
you do.
And my next steps is I've got these hearing aids, these Vogue hearing aids, and basically I wear them not all the time, very rarely. In fact, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Right.
It's tough wearing hearing aids because I hear too much.
Yeah.
And they give me the cracking headache, and I end up having to take them out. The kids come in screaming, change in my pocket. I can hear birds singing.
Too much.
Knife and forks in the drawer. I don't hear this.
Oh.
So when that happens,
It's remarkable. Thank you for
Pleasure.
coming in to
Thanks
see
for
this
having me
bit. It's
on.
really good. Good luck with the app. I think it's a brilliant idea. It's absolutely fantastic. And thank you. Great to see you. Thanks so
you.
much. Come
Thanks
see you
for having me
soon.
on.